Yes, people, welcome back to Albert JTV Football Topics time. This is the first football topics I've done in terms of a live stream. I've always sort of done it pre-recorded, but boy, there is a lot to get through. Guys, let me know if you can hear me. So can anybody who's watching now, can you just drop me in the comments? Let me know you can hear me loud and clear. As I said before, love Arsenal, love talking about Arsenal, passion for Arsenal Football Club, but I love football in general. So there's a lot to get through, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of touch on Arsenal firstly, in terms of the West Ham game coming up on Saturday. Is it 8:15 kickoff? And then what I'll do is I'll touch on other football topics, but then I'll sort of end it talking about more Arsenal stuff. Leave Arsenal best till last, man. But comments below. Yeah, can hear you, mate. Change Jonathan, mate. Big up yourself as well, man. Yeah, let's get into this, man. So what are we going to talk about? My notes, what have I got here? Yeah, so football topics wise, I said, and I said it before in previous content in regards to looking at Man City, I said kind of towards the end of last season, they need to break the bank to go and get Koulibaly. That will absolutely finalize. It'll be like the missing jigsaw in the puzzle, in the puzzle, sorry, in terms of their defense centrally, because as good as player as Fernandinho is and can fill in the back four, he shouldn't be playing there. He quite clearly doesn't trust John Stones, Pep Guardiola. Otamendi's still there, unbelievably. Eric Garcia doesn't want to stay at Manchester City, apparently. So they need to strengthen in that area. And I said Koulibaly would have been 100% ideal. Now, it's been rumoured in the last few days, and I thought of watched a bit of transfer stuff yesterday. And Manchester City have been linked with Jose Gimenez. Gimenez is a wicked centre-half, man. One of the best young centre-halves, whatever you class as young. Jose Gimenez is currently at Atletico Madrid, formed the backbone of a centre-back pairing when Diego Godin was there. Brilliant centre-half. Only 25, has already played in 2 World Cups. Like, wow. No nonsense, man. But he can also play as well. I think he's been at Atletico Madrid since 2013, I believe. He was signed by Atletico from I can't remember the club. Let me see, 2 seconds. It was from, I hope I get this tonight, Danubio in the Uruguayan Premier Division, and they got him for, I think it was 900,000 euros. Now that is not, now that is a good bit of business, and I noticed, as you noticed, probably with Atletico Madrid, they do make some good money, man. They do really, really get an income into their club, man, by moving players on. I.e. Griezmann, obviously. If Jose Gimenez goes, because they're rumored about, they've been quoted saying that City would have to pay about £80 million to get him. But he would be worth it because they've been linked with Koulibaly. Gimenez is 4 years younger. I would still take Koulibaly to today, yesterday, tomorrow, 2, 3, 4 years time, whatever. But Gimenez is 25. I just hear that he's had 2 sort of main injuries, I believe. Was it 90 odd appearances? Let me just sort something out. Yeah, and he's a top centre half, Gimenez. There's not many better in world football than Jose Gimenez. He's that good. Like I said, he's only 25 still, and he's played in 2 World Cups. But yeah, they're talking £80 million. Anybody that knows, is it Tim Vickery, the South American correspondent for the BBC? Anything South American wise, this guy will know ASAP. Said, yeah, he's worth it, man. He's a real deal. You know, £80 million is worth it. So City have got 2 options. I know with the Koulibaly situation. I think Man City are still a bit pissed the way the Jorginho deal was handled at the time, because it looked like he was going to go to Man City. Then, click of the fingers, he's gone to Chelsea. So, I mean, they've got Rodri, so they can't complain now. I think Rodri's a good player personally. But yeah, Jose Gimenez in the Premier League. So if City address that, whether it's Koulibaly or Gimenez, City are going to be in serious contention. I mean, they've already nabbed Nathan Ake for 41 million from Bournemouth. Fernan Torres they've got, which I don't know a lot about. He needs to obviously have time to settle into the Premier League. So time will tell, absolutely. So watch this space. The other player I'm going to talk about is I won't spend too much time with this. Gareth Bale, the potential return to the Premier League. I think if most football fans are honest, no one saw this coming, whether it be a low move or a permanent move. But it's going to be a low move that's going to work out about 20 million quid. Gareth Bale comes with unbelievable pedigree. Let's get it right. I know his time at Madrid in the last 2 and a bit years has been either injury-filled or it's been the way, from the outside looking in, as an observer, because I'm not a Madrid fan. I'm definitely not a Tottenham fan, as you fully well know. He's not been treated that great with Real Madrid. I mean, I even saw a tweet the other day. This is one of the media outlets saying that, you know, Real Madrid representatives were warning Jose Mourinho that, you know, Bale might not be able to adjust to the Premier League. I just think Madrid are doing everything just to ruin this guy, man. Like, I mean, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but it's quite obvious that they don't want him there. From Zidane to probably the hierarchy. I'm not particularly even sure he's got that good a relationship with his teammates, Gareth Bale, from what we've heard previous reports over the last year, 18 months. But yeah, coming back to the top, I was looking at Gareth Bale's what he's won, man. Was it 4 Champions Leagues, 2 league titles in Spain. They've won the Club World Cup Championship. He's won some fun. He's had a good time, man. Seriously good time. I think I did write it down. I can't even find it anymore now. But yeah, he's honestly, man, the guy has won some serious honors. He's a world-class footballer. I'm not going to knock him, you know what I mean? But I think the big issue Tottenham are going to have is he's got a very, very poor injury record. Not major injuries, but niggling injuries. It's been one after the other, and he's had periods out the team. But he is the injection that Tottenham, you know, having watched Tottenham play under Mourinho, and also that first game against Everton. Jesus Christ, the football, man, it's dire. So Gareth Bale will help that, man. And I think also Tottenham has signed the Real Madrid left back. What's his name? Sergio Reguilon, that's how you say it. Who Manchester United were linked with. And I know some United fans that I know, mates of mine, and they're frustrated, man, because I look at Man United and they just have the ability to buy players. Maybe sometimes not even necessarily in the positions that they need. United didn't need Donny van der Beek at all. They probably got him because they couldn't get Jack Grealish, because Villa said, you know what, 80 million or you don't get him. So yeah, and United were linked with, like I said, with Sergio Reguilon as well. And United, from, like I said, speaking to some of my Man United mates, they need a left back and a centre back. It's all well filling your areas in the attacking sense, which they are really overloaded, United. And that's not a bad thing. In the day, they've got some serious talent there, but they need a centre back and a left back. And Reguilon's gone to Tottenham. I think the initial deal is £27.5 million. I don't know too much about him, but is he a decent fullback? Drop in the comments down below. If you watch Serie A, you might have seen him. Not Serie A, sorry, La Liga, sorry. So let me know how he got on in terms of his form. I guess we'll see in the Premier League, but it's interesting to see. So yeah, Tottenham made moves, man. That leads me on to Houssem, Aouar, Aouar. So yeah, like I don't know how you pronounce this guy's surname, but I'm sure we'll find out. But it's so sort of emerged in the last 24 hours that this guy is actually the top priority or the top target or the main target at Arsenal. I'll touch on Thomas Partey a bit later, but the first time I was aware of Houssem was when I saw Adam White on I think he's on FTV quite a few weeks ago, and he was asked about players to look out for, and he mentioned Houssem, saying his quality and spoke very, very highly of him. But obviously, us as Arsenal fans and probably football fans in general, unless you watch Liga and week in, week out, you're not gonna know who he was. But from the snippets I've seen of him, he looks a quality footballer, man. That guy who finds the pockets of space like James Rodriguez did the other day against Tottenham, and that extra bit of quality and linking the attack from the midfield and having a quicker transition. He looks a top baller, man. But Olympique Lyonnais have to be smart because they didn't make Champions League. And yes, they can say a king's ransom and say, here, Arsenal, 50, 55 million and you can have him. But at the same token, you need the money. But it's a balance of you need the money, but don't be too stupid in the sense that you don't actually sell him and get anything for him. So it's going to be cat and mouse. We know that Edu's got a good relationship with the hierarchy in terms of Janino there, who's at Olympique Lyonnais. So hopefully something can be sorted out and arranged, because I don't think Arsenal have actually put in a bid for him as such. I know there's interest there. Arteta wants him. Houssem apparently, through sources, said he wants to come to Arsenal. And I think you've won half the battle when that kind of information is said. Yeah, sometimes a player can say it would be nice to join the Premier League, for example, or it'd be nice to play in the Premier League one day. But if a player turns around and says, again, it is sources, that he wants to or he would like to join Arsenal, if you're watching, listening to my live stream, which you're probably not anyway, but it don't make a difference. Put the work in and get this done. Not going to be easy. Put the work in. As you see, with transfer news, a lot in the last couple of days, and it's going to be even more in the next 2 and a bit weeks. Arsenal, it's time to put your foot down on the pedal and get into and go through the gears, man. Get some of these deals done. So there was rumor today. I saw it on the Sky Sports News timeline on Twitter about what time was it? It was about just after 9 a.m. saying that Arsenal are set to table a bid of about 36, 40 million quid. Listen, test the water, see what you can do, negotiate. Let's get this over the line. This guy, like I said, he's hot property, man. And if we can nail him, then it'd be fantastic news. I look at some of the transfer activity, like I said, particularly for me in the last sort of 24 hours sort of thing, 48 hours. And Arsenal, you know what, we want to, us as fans want to see the ball rolling now. Let's put the foot, like I said, on the accelerator. And you know what, in an ideal world, like most Arsenal fans I probably speak for right now, we need to get, people say, like obviously we heard today, like, or the last 24 hours, Houssem is the main target. I don't think it's a case of Arsenal fans as me or other Arsenal fans being greedy, but we need Partey and Houssem. We need both. And then we can, as Arsenal fans, be a little bit more positive on top of having Mikel Arteta as as our head coach and starting off very well in his career. So yeah, time will tell, man. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky, but time will tell. Let me just check some comments before I keep talking about Houssem. Um, let me see. Jonathan Gilchrist, forget Gimenez. Mustafi is up for. If Man City went for Mustafi, bloody hell, that would be the biggest shock in Premier League history. But that'd be funny. But yeah, Gimenez is a serious defender, man. Robin S. That's it, Robin S. Good to see you, mate. Madrid love to screw others over. They're like medieval warlords who demand a sacrifice. As Atletico Madrid, I'll assume. Apparently, Madrid demanded from United that there be a buy. That's very true. That's very true. Buyback clause and first refusal. So I don't blame United for saying no to Regulian. That is very true, Robin. It's a good point you made. I did see that the other day. But I know, like I said, I know I've got a lot of Man United mates who, let's just say, they're not big fans of Luke Shaw. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, guys, just before I carry on the road to 200 subs. So smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Thank you for your amazing support so far, and I will continue to smash the content out there. But yeah, like I said about Houssem, yeah, him and Partey. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If Arsenal do not add to their midfield or continue to go into the season with the midfield guys that we have currently now, we will not get top four. Aubameyang can score 30 million goals this season. We're not going to get top four. The imbalance of the midfield has been plain to see for years and years, as well as the defense. There's an imbalance there, and it needs to be addressed and corrected. And the only way you're going to do that is if you get the targets who we are being linked with, i.e. Thomas Partey and Houssem Aouar. Arsenal, let's get this done, man. Let's just put the foot on the accelerator. Come on. So yeah, my next player I want to talk about is Emi Martinez. Is it Emi Martinez I'm talking about? No, actually, look, I'm going to talk about Emi Martinez in a minute. I'm going to talk about the goalkeeper who we've been linked with. Let me get this right. Runar Runarsson. If any Arsenal fan in the planet wants to tell me that they've heard this guy before, then you're lying. Never heard of him. So what have I found out so far? So they're talking about a £1.5 million bid, which I guess is a bargain for a goalkeeper, isn't it? That we never heard of. But yeah, and I think with Matt Macy, there was rumors saying that he might have to or will want to look elsewhere to progress his footballing career, and possibly not of Arsenal if they're going to bring in Runarsson. So yeah, he plays for Dijon in Ligue 1. As we do know, the season in France didn't come back after Project Restart. Dijon finished, I hope I'm pronouncing right, Dijon, my French accent, but finished in 16th. Now, I don't read too much into that, and I'll tell you why, because you can find gems, quality players, goalkeepers, defenders, strikers playing in leagues that maybe not as fashionable as some of the main leagues around Europe, but you can still be a quality footballer, a quality player. So if the deal does go through and we do get this, what's his name again? Alex Runarsson. Then I guess we only can really judge him when we see him play. He was obviously going to be the backup goalkeeper to Bernd Leno. He joined Dijon in the 2018-2019 season, I believe, on a 4-year deal. And like I said, they finished 16th last season in Ligue 1. 25 years old and has had 5 caps for the national team for Iceland. So there's not much to go on really with him because we don't know who he is. Same like we didn't know who Houssem Aouar was, unless, like I said, you're somebody that covers French football on a regular basis. So yeah, guys, if you know anything about this guy, drop me in the comments below or get me on my Insta or Twitter, which is going along the screen, along the banner. Guys, if you've got to drop me any questions in, drop them in now because I'm not going to do a long stream today. I just wanted to sort of get some football topics out there, basically. But the last person I'm talk about is Emi Martinez. And the reason now, obviously, he's not an Arsenal player anymore. Sad to see him go, but I can see why he wanted to go. But I wanted to more so touch on his interview yesterday. His leaving interview, or in my retail days, exit interview. And I must say, you know what? Class act, man. Absolutely class act, class guy. I was going through after I watched the interview of him saying his thank yous and he's moving on to pastures new at Aston Villa. I saw the Arsenal.com or Arsenal Facebook page I was going through yesterday, and I couldn't find a comment that was criticizing this guy for leaving Arsenal. I've seen him on another YouTube channel saying he's stupid for going and he should have stayed at Arsenal, fought for his place. But listen, he's his own man. He's been at Arsenal a long time. And he sort of put himself in the shop window, put in some unbelievable performances, and needs to be a number one. Like I said, with a goalkeeper, it's not like you can play in different positions. With a goalkeeper, you're a goalkeeper. You're not going to be playing right back one week, left back the next week, and then goal the following week. It's not going to happen, So, an opportunity to play in the Premier League. I know Villa haven't won much silver in the last 15, 20 years, but Villa are a big club by name. And I wish him all the best. I thought it was a very emotional. I thought it was a brilliant interview. And I think, like I said, I couldn't find a bad word said about this guy in the comments. There was even a Spurs fan. Let me repeat that again. A Spurs fan who went into the comments and said, you know what? Yes, I'm a Spurs fan and whatever, and Arsenal my rivals, but this guy is a class guy. And he said, Emi Martinez and the Tottenham fans who was saying that he's a class guy, and that he made a good point that a lot of football clubs, sometimes, not all of them, make it very, very, very difficult for players to leave or to let players go. And it can happen, and it hasn't happened at Arsenal. Like I said, I wish him well. And for a Tottenham fan to say that, for a club, for a supporter of other football club to turn around and say that about one of our players, I think that speaks volumes about Emi Martinez. And I like the way he said that, I wanted to leave a message for the fans, because there's too many players that leave the club. Yes, they'll go on to in the last 5-10 years, they'll go on to their Instagram, they'll go on to their Twitter, talk about the fans were great and the rest of it. But I just thought it was really, really personal, the way it was done. It was recorded, and the way Martinez spoke, and the passion and happiness, as well as some tough times at Arsenal, going out on loan so many times. But I don't think I've seen in football in general a player who's actually leaving the club still give an interview in his Arsenal gear, training gear, or I don't think I've ever seen a player give a interview like that leaving a football club. Generally speaking, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I might be wrong, but I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, but it was a brilliant interview, man. And like I said, I wish him well. I couldn't find anything bad that was said about him on that Facebook page, the Arsenal Facebook page. It was just, kind words and wishing him well, which he deserves. So let me go through some of the comments, because I'm going to wrap up my 24 minutes in. I'm going to wrap up. It's probably going to be a couple of minutes. Aouar or part Neil Gargis. Cheers, bruv. Hope you subscribed. Good question. Aouar or party if we can only get one? You want to be honest, if we could only get one, and I'll talk about the balance of the midfield, Thomas Partey. 100% Thomas Partey. Because we don't have that type of player, and never have had that type of player at Arsenal for a number of years. We don't have enough physicality in that team. Yes, I would love to go and drag Houssem Aouar from Olympique Lyonnais right now, as I sit here doing this live stream, but if I had to choose one, it'd be Thomas Partey, personally. No, Real Madrid. Sorry, they're the warlord. Lost a lot of. I was thinking, yeah, what Madrid did you mean, Robin? But no, try to let me know. Yeah, guys, drop your questions and comments in now. Whoever's still there. We're great to see what you want to be discussed, or I can keep rambling on. No problem, man. Yes, the WTT, man. Do you think Arsenal will keep Runar and Macy in squad, or let Macy go on loan or transfer? I touched on it a little bit. I don't know how long you've been on the stream, DWTT. I was listening to Sky Sports Transfer Talk or Daily, whatever they call it. It's either yesterday or the day before, and they were saying that Matt Macy was kind of under the impression that he needs to look elsewhere in it. That was the bottom line I could sort of get from what they were saying. I think it was Dharmesh Chef that was talking about it. So if Runar does come in, I mean, I don't know. With Matt Macy, sorry, let me get a drink. Yeah, with Matt Macy, I'm not sure. And if any Arsenal fans do know, or anyone knows, if he's actually been out on loan since his time at Arsenal. And if he has, and I don't even know how old Matt Macy is, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'd like to find that out. But yeah, he might have to, whether it be a case of Matt Macy leaves Arsenal or he goes on loan, it can only benefit him because, I guess it depends if he's happy to be, if Alex Runarsson comes in, if Macy is happy to be third fiddle or to go out on loan. That's the thing that he has to ask himself. So, yeah, I think, like I said, with this Runarsson, we don't know what type of goalkeeper he is. We don't know how good he is. But yeah, listen, if the players that come in can improve the squad, then so be it. That's what I wanted to touch on. Yeah, outgoings, which is my favorite thing to talk about as an Arsenal fan. It is. It's I said realistically, it's looking like Lucas Torreira is going to leave Arsenal. Whether that's going to be, I think initially it's going to be a loan with an option to buy, I believe. With Torreira, it's strange because I remember when I first saw him in the World Cup in 2018. And I remember the game specifically in the round of 16 against Portugal. And I see him playing. I thought, who is this guy? This guy is immense. Even for someone of his size and stature, he was unbelievable in that second round match against Portugal in the World Cup. And at that point, that's when we got linked with him. So Arsenal fans didn't really know a lot about him. So when we actually see him play, it was like, wow, like this guy is, we're linked with this guy, we've got a serious player in our hands. Started his Arsenal career reasonably well. I think it didn't help the fact that Unai Emery was playing this guy in the position that he doesn't play. He didn't play for Sampdoria when we bought him, and doesn't play for Uruguay. So that didn't help, playing him as a number 10. I mean, for goodness sake, I mean, why would you play Lucas Torreira as a number 10? I mean, it's obvious we knew at the time Unai Emery didn't want Lucas Torreira. He wanted Nzonzi, he wanted Banega, and he wanted Fabinho, or one of those three players ahead of what's his name? Just forgot his name now. It's gone up my head. Ahead of Lucas Torreira. But I just think Lucas Torreira has been homesick since. Guys, like I said before, drop your comments or questions down in below. Or in the comments, shall I say? Sorry. Yeah, Lucas Torreira has more or less really been homesick since his first season in England. It's not easy. He comes to another country. I don't know how many family members came over with him, or if he's got a partner or not. You don't know the language. But with Torreira, there's always been too many rumours about him wanting to go back to Italy, and that's been ongoing for quite a long time. And I just think ultimately, if you're not happy and you're linked to going back to Italy, the amount of times that he's been linked to going back there, then Arsenal make it happen and just move him on. They're talking about 22 million, which we were operating at a loss. I think we paid about 26 million for him. So, but I just think if we're looking to get the targets in terms of a party and Houssem or one or either or both, then you need to move some of these players on, and he's one of them realistically. I don't know what's going on with the Guendouzi thing. Who knows? Bellerin, not too sure. There's still time in the window. Like I said, there's a lot that can happen. And then obviously that leaves us with Syed Kolasinac, who I'm going to finish up on actually. So guys, thank you for streaming in. I'm not going right now, but thanks for streaming in, dropping your comments in and your questions in. Like I said, smash the like button, hit the notification button as well, please, and subscribe to my channel on the road to 200. Yeah, Kolasinac, yeah, you hear that typical thing with players. Oh, he wants to fight for his place. Yeah, what a surprise. But it did have me kind of thinking. I mean, if he does go, and it's me playing devil's advocate, I'm not saying what I'm saying now because I want Kolasinac to stay. I want him to go. He's a high earner at the club, obviously, because we got him on a free transfer. But it's a no-brainer. Whoever comes in for him, get any money for him whatsoever, because we're going to be making a profit and we need to get him off the wage books in terms of his wages. But yeah, it didn't surprise me in coming out saying about, he wants to fight for his place. He loves it in London, man. That's why as well. But if Tierney got injured, at least Saka could play left back. But he's not a recognised left back. So this might upset Arsenal fans, but there could be a scenario where Kolasinac does stay because he's a natural left back. You know, I would have liked to see Arsenal go and get as a sort of an understudy to Kieran Tierney. Is someone like a Jamal Lewis, who was at Norwich, who's now gone to Newcastle for, I wouldn't say sort of daylight robbery money either. Like, he would have been, I know Liverpool's interested in Jamal Lewis, but they opted to go and get Kostas Tsimikas. So he would have been, Jamal Lewis would have been, I wouldn't have turned my head up at him at all, not at all. But yeah, he's someone I would have looked at as a sort of backup left back to Kieran Tierney. But you know, it is what it is. He's gone to Newcastle. Newcastle have got a good left back there. But yeah, I mean, with Arsenal, and I've always said this for years upon years upon years, I always look to see who's going out the transfer door, or going out the door, shall I say. Because there's no point us being linked with players if we can't move players on. It just makes no sense. We've been told time and time again we haven't got any money. But I know there's not too long of the window left. Is it till October 5th? But I think I'm more optimistic in regards to the players that will be leaving, whether it be loans, but just move them on, please. So yeah, guys, that's me. Albert JTV over and out. Thank you for the live streams, for talking about football topics today. Got through a lot. There was Jose Gimenez. There was Sergio Reguilón. There was Emi Martinez. There was Houssem, Emi Martinez. I think I mentioned already, but yeah, Thomas Partey, of course. So yeah, got through quite a bit, man. So let me see my last comment. Right, I've got some questions, got some comments here. No, I've answered that one already. Thanks, DWTT. We're working hard, man, in US. Bruv, DWTT, don't work too hard, my friend. The thing I like about Arteta is he plays the cards in his hands. Emery was playing rummy, but the game was poker. It's a good analogy. That's a good analogy. Brilliant. Wenger, end of days, inverted commas, held onto his cards, hoping for a change. It never came. You're right, you know, DWTT, because I've said before that when I've mentioned that, I think one of Wenger's sort of strengths and weaknesses was trust. He put too much trust into a group of players that consistently let him down. Players let down him, Emery, Freddie for his interim. Probably Arteta in the Europa League, even though probably last season, even though probably Arteta didn't. Probably the first game he probably thought he got sort of tactically outdone by the Olympiacos coach at the time. But yeah, no, I like Arteta does play. He does keep his cards close to his chest, because I know, obviously, coming back from the pandemic, that and with the run of games that we've got, you're not going to get a consistent 11 week in, week out. There's going to be rotation for about 3 or 4 players because of the number of games they're going to have to play. But even without that, even going back to last season, I probably even before the pandemic, even nobody ever knew what Arteta's team was going to be, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. Keep us guessing. Don't make it predictable for us as Arsenal fans and for the opposition. You know, make them think twice even. But yeah, guys, thanks for dropping in the comments. Yeah, that's me gone through. I need to have a drink, man. Boy, I've got dry mouth syndrome. But thanks for tuning in. I should be back on later on my good friend Arsenal fellow Gooner over and over again's channel for tonight's for the preview for Saturday. And if you have agendas we're going to talk about, so looking forward to that. So guys, make sure you tune in at 8 p.m. I was going to say 7, but it's definitely 8 p.m. Richard told me that the other day. But so 8 p.m. Yeah, tune into that. I should be doing hopefully a match preview either with a duo or on my own. I'm not too sure yet. That'll come out tomorrow, wouldn't it? Friday. So yeah, that's me, Albert JTV, over and out. # football topics. Come on, you Gunners.